Hey, what's going on guys? Switch TV here. Today we're going to be talking about the new solo dungeon, Desecrated Altar. In this video, I'm going to show you where the location of the dungeon is, how to get the keys for it, and how to actually clear the dungeon. To get the key, you have to go into Undercourse, which is the second solo dungeon. That's located in the Dale Gem area on the far west in Atmar's Fall. And after killing the boss, he'll drop 3 Saint Revere keys, which is used for the new dungeon. Once you have the key, we need to head over to the graveyard behind the church in Saint Revere town. The dungeon's called the Desecrated Altar, and I highlighted it here. A note before you start this dungeon, it is pretty challenging and it is a step up from the last one. I would recommend taking the right path. You can go left or right. The right does seem to be easier. It's less mob dense. I was told people were doing this at 6.5k gear score on Paladin and Ranger. I personally am 9.8k and I still found it very challenging. Granted, I'm in PvP gear. Do with that information as you wish. They do give you 3 keys to try it, so if you do fail, and you probably will fail your first few times, you can run more Undercourse dungeons to get more keys. On the right path, the Corrupt Clerics, the only thing you really need to know about them is the Storm Bolts should be iframes or blocked or interrupted. They do stun, and the Mind Blast is the biggest damage ability that it has. So if you can interrupt or iframe that would be the best play. At my gear score, I didn't find these too hard to particularly kill. I'm on Ranger, so I'm just skipping all the trash, but these skeleton warriors and skeleton mages are very squishy. They're not elites, so you do want to kill them. The mages put a stacking debuff on you that will shred your armor, so you do want to kill them or CC them so they don't affect you. I cleared all this trash because I was going to try to line of sight the boss. It didn't work too well. He kind of just ran down here and he actually cast through the walls. So that was kind of the game plan here, but I wouldn't recommend it. You can skip the undead horror on the left. It won't aggro. All right, that's right side. Now I'm going to show you left side. If you're playing Ranger, this is a very efficient way to do it. So you're going to open with Sleep Arrow here on the guard, pop your Vanish on this wall, and you can actually walk all the way up here. You'll have a few seconds left on your Vanish, which should be enough time to incapacitate the boss with Sabotage out of Vanish. For Ranger, you're going to want to wait for the whole Sabotage so you can get your Vanish cooldowns back. And then once the Sabotage cooldown is running out, you're going to want to pop your damage buffs, and then you're going to want to open with Kidney Shot. On the screen is 3 separate boss runs, and you can see the order that the boss casts. I looked at the different rotations for the boss. There is similarities, and he does have a set rotation. However, sometimes the abilities can get out of order. I think this is because if you interrupt and he doesn't fully cast, he's going to try to cast again. I noticed this specifically with sleeps. The number 1 priority interrupt is going to be Shadow Bolts. Shadow Bolt does the most damage. The second most important is Divine Storm Bolt. If you get hit by a Divine Storm Bolt, you won't have time to be able to negate the Shadow Bolts, so you will eat the damage. If you're playing a class that doesn't have a shield spell, such as Ranger or Mage that can completely negate damage, you might just have to use your damage reduction. That could be Aegis of Valor, or it could be the Cleric Bubble. The main takeaway from this fight is to negate the Shadow Bolt. You can do this by either interrupting them or blocking them, or using a defensive cooldown to negate their damage. The Storm Bolt should be interrupted or iframed if your class has one, such as Ranger or Mage with their shield skill. It's extra important as Ranger, since you're very squishy. That's opening with Sabotage out of Vanish, using your Sleep Arrows on cooldown, using your Stun Shot as an interrupt, using your Blindside as an interrupt into a Kidney Shot, and rinse and repeat. That's the whole dungeon. If you guys liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments below what combat rating and what class you guys were able to clear it on. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.